So Sotheby's, right? Been around since the 1700s. I see there's like 6 letters by Pac, right? I saw like this photo, like an original tin photo of RZA. So I call up on the phone and I was like, I need to talk to somebody. She said, who's this? I said, it's Pharaoh, Siris, blah, blah, blah. So I get a call back. It's this director, this chick. And she was like, Siris, how you doing? Da, da, da. She's like, you gonna get in the auction? I'm like, yeah, I need you to get me a spot. Let me get in this auction. So we were just chit-chatting and this and that. And she was like, oh, RZA was just up in here, like in my office 2 days ago. I'm like, what? I said, I've got some records going on with Shyheim, da, da, da. I was said, what was RZA doing? She's like, things. I'm like, she laughed. She's like, look, you could be a client of ours one day. We're not going to, we can't tell you this and that. She's like, but listen, I got you a spot in the auction. I want to talk to you afterwards. I said, all right, bet. So I get into the auction. This is the craziest thing I've ever been through. So I saw one letter in particular and I bid on it. I saw another letter and I noticed something in that letter and I was like, I need that letter, right? Now I know who I'm up against, right? You can imagine the people, Eminem's probably in this, RZA, people like that. So I'm thinking, I don't think I have a chance, right? So lo and behold, I'm going through this auction and bidding and bidding, bidding and bidding and bidding and bidding. Boom, I won. In this letter, it said he's talking to Kasima, the true love of his life, right? It is not who other people may think it is. It was Kasima. He mentioned Jada Pinkett to her, and his expression to this girl was just unimaginable. Like, you can imagine who Pac is in his heart. You know what he's like, right? This is when he was 18 years old, about 8 months before he signed with Digital Underground. So in this particular letter that I thought I won, it said, he's explaining to her like how she does so much for him, and he says, but I could never pay you back. So the first thing I think is, oh my God, what does he say at the end of every verse in Dear Mama, right? I could never pay you back, but the plan is to show you I understand. So I'm sitting here thinking, like, what if this is the first time he ever wrote that? I could never pay you back, right? So I told my wife, Jess, I'm like, oh my God, we won the letter. She's fucking going crazy. And I'm in my office at home, right? 2 minutes later, 3 minutes later, she comes running back into the room. She's like, Siris, where does it say I could never pay you back? My heart dropped to my stomach, bro. I said, what are you talking about? She's like, that's not the letter you bought. I'm bugging. So now the director of Sotheby's calls me back. She's like, Siris, I saw you won, da 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 da. I said, listen, I'm sick to my stomach right now. Like, I'm dead ass. I bought the wrong letter. And she's like, whoa, hold on. I can maybe work something out, find out who bought the letter you wanted, tell them that you wanted that letter. Maybe I could do a trade. You throw some cash on top of it. Let me see what I can do. So she says, I need to know what letter it was that you thought you were buying, right? So now I'm petrified to tell her. I don't even want to tell her, like, it said, because I could never pay you back. And she was like, listen, we have a business relationship, right? Like I said, you could be a client of ours one day. I'm not going to disclose this. So I told her, it says, I could never pay you back. I said, what if that's the first time he wrote that on a letter? It was the end of every verse in Dear Mama. She's like, okay. First of all, that's in your head, right? That is unprovable. There's no validity to that, but I get where you're coming from. She said, let me ask you a question. She said, no, I'm gonna change your whole day. She said, why did you bid on the letter that you did get? So like, I'm like trying to get my shit together, right? I'm looking and boom, there's this line in there. I was like, it's that line. She said, all right, hold on, don't hang up. I hear her shoes going through the hallway to the exhibit in the middle of the auction. She was like, I just sent you a picture. She sent me the picture. I look. In the middle of the exhibit, there's these 2 lights shining a heart down on the wall with a vinyl of one line from all the letters. And it was my fucking letter. She said, that line that you noticed, we had 12 board members, people that in antiquities and in art, we knew that was the most important phrase and the most important letter. It's the center of our exhibit. In the line, he's telling her, he's talking about the roller coaster of emotions, right? But he doesn't want to leave. And he said, I love you so much that I would walk through hell if it meant that I could have you on the other side. So I'm like, oh shit. I couldn't even fuck, bro.
Yeah, he's saying shit like that at 18?
Bro, 18 years old, right? 18 years old. So next thing you know, I'm just waiting, and they ship this to my house. This has probably been opened 6 times. Dead ass, 6 times. No one's seen it. I put no photos of it, nothing else, right? So all of a sudden one night I'm sitting up and I'm in the studio and I start looking at his words and I copied the words, you know, had them typed out verbatim, and then underneath I pasted it. And I started making the most minor, unintrusive edits that I possibly could. And I turned his letter into a verse on a track that I'm working on right now with Verbal and 2D called Eternally. That's how he signed the letter.
And this your official unboxing? This is the first time you unboxed it?
Correct.
All right, let's get to it.
All right. I'm hoping we got the right piece.
And this how it come from the auction house?
This came, yeah, directly from Sotheby's auction house in the Manhattan location. This is like one of them star bits that look.
Yeah, these are star bits. They're using them.
Because that one's too big. Here, help me out. Try to get this.
You just don't have the right bit for it. You're gonna strip them out.
Oh, you go. You got it.
This is how difficult this is going to be. So, it would never have been easy. We don't have any of the proper tools. Through the spirit, Tupac, and hip hop, we could be able. Ha! Here we go. Let's see if it goes.
That night that I told you I was, you know, working with his letter and his lyrics, you know, it hit me. I'm sitting here at 3 o'clock in the morning, just like an archaeologist. You know, you want to be so delicate. I wanted to be as unintrusive as possible, and it hit me. 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm sitting here writing a track with Tupac Shakur. And that was a rough hit in my life. You know, my mother getting me up in the morning and having to sit me down and explain that, and to have something with him that I'm working on with him. I could die tomorrow. I could fucking die tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Snap. The first time you ever opened it?
Dope.
So this is like, this is not like the heart of Fat Goat. You know what I mean?